I've outdone myself clearly. We're gonna give this about a minute before I delve in to what the plan is gonna be for today. Because I don't know how long it takes for the stream to boot up. Oh man. What a week, man. What a week it's been. Wait, I'm gonna wait for the stream manager to pop up. Because I think it's usually then when, there we go. We've been up for about a minute. Give it a little bit more. Alright. Folks, welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Slicer Shanks, and we're feeling a little bit scientific today because while I've been working at the airport, we have really short runways at the airport, and but we have some big planes sometimes that come into the airport, and it got me thinking. Right here, it got me thinking. What's the biggest plane that I could potentially land at Burbank Airport on its 6,000-foot runway 8? What's the limit to what I can put in there? So I did some digging around, and I found the landing tables for the 747. So I have a theory. I think it might work. I think it might work. I think it is possible. My hypothesis is I think it's possible to land a 747 on runway 8 at Burbank. And so we're going to put that to the test today, folks. We're going to do a very, very short flight. Go to the international gates over here. Our plane is so damn big. And then what we're going to do is, yeah, we don't even need that much fuel. So we're going to go over here. This is my, you're also going to bring up, that should put me in the same place. Weight and balance, this is the important bit. Fuel, oh, I don't need all this fuel. We need, for the fuel, it's going to be 39. I'm going to drop this number all the way down, and this is going to be very helpful because it's going to decrease my, yeah, 42. 42 is fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to remember this number. We'll say 1. The CG, let's also fix the payload as well. I am not 200 pounds, excuse me, sir. The the takeoff weight has to be 522,000. How do I come up with that number? How do I do that? That's not possible. I'm screwed. Even with no pilot up front, it's not. If we did 170, yeah, don't pack that much, maybe. Oh, actually, it comes out of the fuel. So let's do let's take 1,000 out. I still need, let's see, for fuel, I need 39,000. So let's math this in. I don't get how that, oh, gallons. It's gallons to pounds. That puts us right there. All right. Or what if I did, let's see. If I did 13 here, right? Take this and I want to do 13 there. That works. Okay. So with that weight limit, the center of gravity is 26 0.85 is the CG. 42, let's see. Wait, what was 42.1? Okay. That should work, I think. That should work, and that should fix our landing distances such that we should be able to do about 6,000 feet, like we will have at Burbank. We will fly as November 2 Survivor Romeo Mike, and yeah, I'm I'm insane. I'm sorry. We'll go to live weather. And we won't be using that sim because this is gonna be, you know, ridiculous. But we're just let's figure this out. Let's see what this is gonna be like. Bring up ForeFlight, and let's prepare for info. Oh, less than 6,000 feet. Oh, that's excellent. Actually, we have a better chance if we try. If we did the visual approach into runway 15. Winds comms, we can use whatever runway we want. So that option is up to us at the moment. And the weather's looking pretty good. Overcast layer at 3,200 feet. Winds calm. But what I want to do is I want to bring up the airport diagram. This is this is too rich, man. Ah, this is too funny. So we have the airport diagram right here. We've got 5,800 feet on runway 8. We have 6,000 feet. If I wanted to make it easy on myself, and here we go, in the cockpit of the 747. This thing is just gonna take off, isn't it? This is gonna be ridiculous. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. This is gonna be so bad. I've doomed myself. Really have. Let me just fix the head tracking really quick. Really quick. Just really quick. Okay, first off, are we tracking? Ah, we're tracking. Hehe. Okay. Let's have it up in the plates. Let's keep it up in the plates. And let's request, what's it called? Oh my gosh. Why is this here? This is begging for an update, my gosh. Actually, this is updated. Utility on. Okay. Oh, that's right. I've got to turn the alignment on. Let's see. What would it be? It would be menu, right? Control panel on. Sensors. Aligning IRS. We'll let them align for now. Wait. I can connect this to SimBrief? Hell yes! Hell yes, hell yes, hell yes. Pilot's visibility. Flood plan sync world map. So those are still aligning, so that's going to take a minute. Or 2. Or 3. We'll let it align. That's realistic for the jet. But while we're doing this, I want to figure out, let's see, the controls for the... Toggle reverse. There's activate throttle reverse. What's the difference between the two? I don't understand. They don't cancel each other out, do they? Yeah, so we can have those two up. I don't understand why these don't. You should be activating. What a shame. Oh, these all just repeat what's already on here. Okay, cool. Yep. What's on 1183? I don't know. Let's do turn on the transponder. Let's go back into the menu. And while we're sitting here burning daylight, I'm waiting for this to because I think for like, there we go. Okay, we'll return to the index. One, 2, 3. Log on to. That's okay. We could probably just okay. S F O. FMC. Let's take it from. There we go. gonna go KS FO to Burbank. What do you mean it's not? How is Burbank not in your database? That's ridiculous. There you go. What was that about? That's so weird. Alright, hold up. Alright, let's see. So we'll go into the departures. And let's we can also start building this up in what's it called? In ForeFlight as well once we're there. So it's gonna be off of runway. Wait, does that make sense? Runway 1. No, yeah, that's a good runway to use. I think. Actually, let's go back to ForeFlight. Runway 0, 1. Actually, yeah, it's the closest runway, so we can go ahead and use that one. Let's bring up the plate for this airport. 8,000 feet. That should be good, right? Right? Is that good? Oh, we don't weigh as much, so should be good. Should be good, I think. Let's see. So it's gonna be runway 01 right. STIC 5. Transition to Katina. Execute. Terrific. Let's see, and then back to the route. Departure, arrival. To Katina. We're gonna go direct Cisco. Direct Red Hot. There we go. I have to go back into the index. Okay. And so for this one, we'll do the ILS 08 Zulu. Going to do the rocker from Red Hot. And then, let's see. For this one, let's build it up in, and do KSFO. I said KSFO with the procedure, departure procedure, STIC to Katina. Does that even compute? It's so weird. Then assist. Cisco, Red Hot, and then K-Burr. And we're gonna do the procedures into K-Burr. Rocker 2 from Red Hot. Runway 08. Procedure. The approach. Zulu runway 08. From Oh, we'll say Mikey. Okay. I'm gonna transition at Mikey. Actually, no, wait. What we're gonna do is... So let's check this again. Cisco to Honks to purple. Zelu to Trav, Rocker. Why is there a discontinuity in Mikey? Why don't we just put Silex into there? And then that's yeah, that's it. That's our routes. Okay, okie dokes. Alright, here we go. The numbers, as we've been given them. The cost index is 10. Cruising altitude. What is our cruising altitude in this honkin' thing? 41,000? Are we even gonna reach that altitude? Reserves. Oh, it already did the CG. Okay, that's great. I love it. So great. Thrust limit. We're not gonna limit the thrust at all. Let's go into the takeoff. Flaps. We'll do a flaps 5 departure. Invalid. I'm not invalid. Come on. That doesn't make sense. I need a flap setting. I need to put this to a thing. Okay, so the minimum that I can do is flaps 10. Okay, interesting. That's V2 146 knots. Wow. Okay, well we're we're good to go then. Let's start flipping up all the. Actually, do we have? Do we not? Ah, these don't work. Here we go. Oh no, it was on the fuel page the whole time. Okay. So we're gonna turn on the main. So we have nothing in the center. We just have our. Okay. Let's also turn on the. I'll get to this stuff later on. How do I turn on the APU? That's our fuel jettison. Where's the... Ooh, sun's right in my face. Turn the strobe on. Turn the beacon on. So that should be the APU. Go to the engine page maybe. No, that's not showing us what I need. Said maybe the ECS system? No. Info panel? No. The flight controls aren't really showing us much. So the doors. Let's go back to the fuel page, I guess. Okay. Hydraulic pumps are on already, so what is like we have to ask for
San Francisco ground, Boeing November 205 Romeo Mike requesting pushback. Boeing November 205 Romeo Mike pushback request accepted.
Is he there? Okay, he's gonna start pushing us back actually here in a second. Plane is huge. And we're gonna ask him to
San Francisco ground, Boeing November 205 Romeo Mike requesting pushback to steer the aircraft to the left. Boeing November 205 Romeo Mike, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
That would take too long.
San Francisco ground, Boeing November 205 Romeo Mike requesting the end of pushback. Boeing November 205 Romeo Mike request to end pushback received.
Okay. Set the brake. Spoilers down. And let's get this thing started. So the pumps are on. And the isolation valves. I don't think I can even turn this on. So you can only turn on the bleeds from the APU itself. So let's get this thing started. All right. He moved, right? This plane is so huge, man. Okay. Start number 2. Okay. All right. Half the stream is just gonna be me starting this thing up, honestly. No biggie though. Okay. Last one. Waiting for 20% for this engine right here. We'll wait for the bleed valves to Okay, there we go. We'll turn off the bleed for the APU. Alright, let's start taxing this thing. Oh, the taxi line is all the way over there. Let's get over there. Let's set up the autopilot really quick. Altitude. And, well, we gotta have the numbers, so 146. The SIM Connect's bugging out for some reason. Set our flaps. Turn on the flight directors. Arm the auto throttle. And then, okay, that sounds like our flaps are set. Let's see, this is, so yes, what we want to do is we want to go, we'll swing left here and then go right across that runway. Or, Or what I could do, I think what'll be simpler is, yeah, instead of having to cross that runway, I can go behind. Yeah, we'll go behind him.
Approaching runway 01 left.
We haven't entered it though. I'm still here. It's a really cloudy day today, that's for sure. Did say it's a little bit overcast at Burbank, but it should be VFR conditions, so it should be good. Now, if my iPad would stop freaking out for 1 second, that'd be great.
Approaching runway 01 right. Entered runway 01 right. 8,600 feet remaining.
Now, is there a toga button here, or do I have to press something? I forget. Okay, here we are. This is the runway. Wait, hold on. Wait, what is my toga button? Is it in yeah, auto throttle toga. That works for me, I guess. Ooh, accelerating very, very quick. Rotate. There we go, we're airborne. And barely half the runway distance. That's good. Gear up. And let's go autopilot left. Put the flaps up. Because I know. Doesn't feel like I have auto throttles. I wonder why that's the case. Ah, but look at that. Look at that! Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Ah, screenshots, screenshots for everybody. Everybody gets screenshots today, man. This plane is huge. Okay, so it is working. Oh, maybe I should have turned on some lights as we were going out. Oh well. Nav's on. Logo light on. Oh man, I will say one thing about this sim is a very, very pretty sim. Systems handling could be like 100% better, but you know, the system stuff will come with time and with the efforts of, you know, people who are gonna put in time and the effort to. And this autopilot can be done like a little bit better. We're swinging left to right wildly. Do I have a yaw damper on here? Maybe there's a yaw damper I forgot to turn on or something like that. Okay, this should be pretty much on course then. Sure, you know what? We're gonna go over here. Ah, it's got wing flex. It's got that wing flex physics.
Climbing through transition altitude.
Thank you. So we need to go to, what is it? 290902. Did I do it for both? Okay, so I just need to worry about this then. Yeah, it is a little bit cloudy up and down the coast for some reason. There's waypoint Katana. And then that's already the, Oh, hey, look! That's something I haven't seen in a while. They top a descent. Would you look at that? Are we gonna have a descent phase? Oh my gosh. Oh. Mm. Oh, I love you, Mr. Salty. Love you for this mod. If true, if that is the case, oh, that'd be terrific. Oh, there is it. Now, is the third seat actually like a... Why is this reflective? Why is that all reflective-y? I don't get it. Oh, there's another seat back here. Oh. Look at our rate of climb. Look at that. Ah, we're a rocket. We are a rocket. What's the fuel situation? We will probably use like half of our fuel just climbing up to that altitude. I don't even think we're gonna... I don't think we're even gonna reach our target by then, honestly. Wow, there's a lot of turbulence up here. But this is, man, this thing is fun! This is a fun airplane. I need to take this airplane out more often. Yeah. Maybe we need to do another transcontinental crossing. But one of the big problems is I haven't landed this thing yet, so I need to learn how to do landings in this thing. You know, reverse thrust is going to be important, of course. Oh, stop doing that, map. Come on. What's the deal with, here, let's close this out really quick. Maybe if I keep this up, it'll behave. No, you won't. That surprises me though, this jet can fly higher and faster than like most of the jets in this sim alone. I mean, look at our Mach number. Mach 0.83. And we are going fast. We're going very, very fast. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so Mach 0.85. This thing is quick. This thing is so quick. We're like so much faster than the Airbus or 7.3. It's that's scary. honestly. All of our pumps are on, right? Yeah, all the pumps are on. Where are we? Where are we at? $37,000 feet? And we're still climbing? Crazy. Yeah, and then look at that. It's got the altitude steps all the way down. I'm kind of curious to see what it's going to do once it reaches top of descent, basically at Cisco. Okay, I think this is the highest I've flown so far in this sim. See, 39,000 feet. Because I think that's where the 737. I think the Airbus tops out at 39,000 feet. I want to say. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at our tailwind. An 80 knot tailwind. That is nuts. That's insane. Man, this thing is quick. Yeah, if I did it like this, which showed more of the landscape-ish. Got the contrails. Okay, let's set the altitude dial. I wonder what'll happen if I set it all the way down to 3,000 feet, which is the ILS intercept for ILS Zulu. I wonder how the jet's gonna handle it once it reaches the top of descent mark up here. Curious. I'm very curious, folks. What's it gonna be? Oof. And my finger's just dry. Estimated time to destination 17 minutes. I don't believe that. 17 minutes to the destination? Let's do flaps 30. So it'll be flaps 30, speed 130. That helps a lot, by the way. I'm surprised we even have a VNAV page. So they added VNAV basically to this plane. That's what the mod does. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that makes this plane a terrific plane then. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna cut off the cross feeds. I'm gonna make these fuel tanks do work like they should. Here we go. It's doing it. You guys, it did it. Ah ha ha ha. Oh, that's terrific. Hmm?
Destination ATIS is 135.125.
135125. Let's put that in. Okay. Oh man, this might become my new main. Honestly, there's a couple of details here and there that are missing, but honestly, enough of the systems handling is here already that yeah, this thing is wonderful. I mean, this thing has VNav. Honestly, it's got VNav control. That's I'm already you already sold me on that. I'm over the moon. And I'll let this plane take us all the way down into Burbank. This map is giving me so much grief though. SimConnect just doesn't feel like working today. That makes me sad. Is this a button? It is a button actually. I don't know what it does though. Or is it his legs? Oh, we're gonna miss our target for all of these step downs. Oh, no. This says just be above flight level 240. So we actually do make that one, but we have to be below flight level 220 at purple.
Flight 238 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 16. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.904. Visual runway 26 in use. Landing and departing runway 26. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Mike. Burbank Airport information Mike 23000 Zulu. Flight 218 at 10. Visibility 5.
2304.
Clear. Temperature 16. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.904. Visual runway 26 in use. Landing and departing runway 26. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Mike. Burbank Airport information Mike 23000 Zulu. Flight 218 at 10.
Ooh, actually gonna make this one. Okay. Alright. Never doubt the VNav.
Sky condition clear.
Until you have to, I guess.
2.10. Altimeter 29.904. Visual runway 26 in use. Landing and departing runway 26. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial
Okay,
contact.
we've made it.
Burbank Airport information Mike 2300 Zulu. Mike 218 at 10. Visibility 5. Sky condition clear. Temperature 16. 2.10. Altimeter 29.904. Visual runway 26 in use. Landing and departing runway 26. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Mike. Burbank Airport information Mike.
So the wind is coming from, damn, from 2-6. It's a tailwind. That'll make landing at that runway even worse. Gosh. No, let's stay let's stay committed to the original one we had in mind. Yeah, now we're gonna
Transition
go.
altitude. Nearest altimeter. 2.
Awesome. So now we can go. Starting to brush up against this terrain now, my gosh. Yeah, let's let's tell everybody to, you know, put their seatbelts on for sure. Where is that actually? Yaw damps are on. Where's the seatbelt sign? I know, a totally relevant thing I'm supposed to be paying attention to while I'm, you know, in the middle of a descent, but, you know, that's just fun. That's fine, we'll look for it later. We're about to go IFR any second now. So this should be fun. Looks so cool, my gosh. Don't mind me, folks. "12,000 feet below, we made it." This thing needs to start slowing down, though. That's the truth. And it has to get down to to the speed limit of, I think, 200 knots as soon as I don't know how we're gonna bleed off 200 knots by the time we get to, 10,000 feet. Yeah, we need to be slowing down by a shit ton, because Silex is like already here. So we're gonna go VNav. We're gonna say like, yes, please slow down, please. I'll help you out even. Okay, I'll start turning on all the lights and the wing lights. What are my flap speeds? Flap limit, 185 knots. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Once we cross, let's see, Ivans. Yeah, we have to start putting flaps down. There's just no way around it. Okay. This flaps 1. Flaps limit at 265 knots. No, there we go. Course. Nav radio, pre-select. Let's get this. Let's show the plate really quick. So it's 1095. That's Simi Valley already. Yeah, it's not up here anymore, so that's interesting. That's so cloudy though. Oh my gosh. That is a hell of a bank angle. Yeah, I need to start getting this thing down. Because we're going to be way, way too quick if we keep the speed up. Yeah, none of the speeds are in here. Okay, here we go then. Alright folks, here we go. Starting to get onto the final approach for runway 08 at Burbank. Yeah, this tailwind is not doing us favors, that's for sure. We'll drop the gear. We need to be way, way slower than this. Now we're actually breaking the regulations, I think, with the amount of speed we're carrying on final. Okay.
Caution. TFR ahead.
I'm aware. Thank you. Okay, come on. Needs to be- Okay, let's put up the approach mode. I can barely see anything out there. It's Van Nuys. Yeah, we're way too fast. Fuck. Okay. Let's just follow the glide slope. Look how golden that looks. Okay. There we go. It's trimmed out very, very well now. Don't freeze up on me, please. Okay.
2 mile final runway 08.
Okay, here we go. Go. Max auto brake.
500.
Come on. Woo! Look at that, folks. We made it. We barely even used half of the runway, my gosh. We landed a 747 at the most impossible airport to do so. Oh my gosh. Did I really just do that? Oh my gosh. I just did it. I just did it. I really can't believe I just did that. That is, oh my gosh. We really did that. Now, there probably isn't anywhere close to a sizable parking location for a plane this size, because we're just way too big. But, man, this looks pretty, by the way. Is the wing going over the... That's not actually. Well, I'm beside myself. I did not think we were gonna make this one. I think realistically, we had a tailwind and everything. Realistically speaking, this really would have been like a much more harder to do if the aircraft was actually weighted correctly, because I don't think I had any passengers on this flight, like at all, and so that's partly why. Cross this taxiway and then cross this runway as well. I think if you actually try to put any kind of weight onto this aircraft, we might not have made it.
Approaching runway 15,
and that would have been a really big ask. But basically, because this airplane is practically empty, technically we landed a 747 at Burbank Airport with like 4,000 feet of runway, probably not even. But I think the only place I can put this airplane is probably at what do I want to say? The Delta pad out here. Strange, I know, but folks, we made it. Honestly, pat myself on the back. And then this is the Delta pad over here, so weird. I think the Delta pad's supposed to be bigger, I want to say. I think. There's like no space. There is no space at all for us. Even going to fit. That is a Planet Fitness. I'm beside myself. Honestly, I'm so surprised this was even this was even possible. And holy crap, yeah, I don't know why the reverse thrusters like don't even work on like half the flight sim aircraft. Like that needs to be fixed. Like I don't have an access to dedicate to you know, the thrust reversers. So any way that can be fixed would be, you know, terrific. And then the VNAV can handle the descent, but it can't handle the speeds for some reason. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I think the next time I try to take out the 747. Does it cross the line over here? Are we that big? Oh, we're good, I think, actually. Alright, let's also not blind everybody on the ground. Not taxiing. We'll turn the wing lights off and the logo lights. Yeah. Alright, APU power's on, right? Yeah, we have APU power, so this is what we'll do. Just like that! Just like that, folks. Now, the real question is, how do we get all of our passengers off this plane? Like, that's the funny thing, like, I don't think there's even a set of stairs tall enough to, like, get to this door right here. That wing sweep angle, though. Huge. Huge, huge airplane. Absolutely ginormous airplane. Alright, well, let's start turning all the systems off. Pew bleed is on. I think we'll just go ahead and turn the battery off. There we go. Airplane off. Just like that. Let's see. Do we have a replay? I need to find where the replay stuff is. Yes, I want to go to the main menu. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. No, I don't want to fly that again, please. My This logbook is so wonky because it like only half of the stuff is like. Only half the stuff is in there. I swear. I need a oh, such a huge airplane. What is my lowest altitude flown? 1.69 meters. Max flight time without stall. Is that a challenge or something? Where's the replay? Someone help me out with this. I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Alright, so I have to download a tool apparently for that, but it's fine. That whole landing that we just did, I mean, I set out with a hypothesis, okay? I thought, I believed that I could land a 747 on Burbank's shortest runway. And we set out to do just that, and guess what? We did. I was successful today. And yeah, so that huge pat on my back. That we couldn't have done it without a basically empty airplane. So that's really the only way that you could do it. And on top of that, it's really interesting just kind of like learning the weird intricacies of this airplane too. Like the VNAV is like kind of there, but it's not really. So there's still a lot of that has to be hacked out, I think, before it's really, because like there are speed limits that you have to abide by once you hit 10,000 feet, and we were breaking all of those speed limits on the way in. So there's that to consider. But I mean, oh my gosh, I landed a 747 in like 4,000 feet of runway. How? That doesn't seem like it should be possible, honestly. But here I am. So what an amazing stream. What a great note to end on. This is all I think I was going to do for today. If you've joined me at any point during the stream, I'd like to thank you for coming along. And I hope you had as much fun as I did putting this on. Give me a follow if you've enjoyed anything that you've seen today. It helps me out as a small content creator to bring more stuff like this right to your screens, folks. So until next time, fly safe, everybody. Have a happy holiday season.